I'm a dog. I'm going to do anything to win.
It's out of the park. Denae Benites.
Clobbered deep to center field. And goodbye! League-leading 5th home run of the season.
I'll put my body on the line.
She swam around the tag. Throw down from Benites.
Benitez says, not on my watch.
I don't care. I'll do anything to win.
A star coming alive before our very eyes. Can anybody slow down Denae Benites? The New York Heights, the Boston Hunters. WPBL action starts right now from Springfield, Illinois. And we welcome you inside the booth here with the Stanford star, Jenna Becerra, our Gold Glover on the field, AJ Andrews. I'm Max Kelton. Well, we have seen a really good matchup so far between the Hunters, the Heights. Each team has taken one apiece, but the high stakes back for another day as the third game is the decider.
Well, and it was extra innings that we got for the first time in WPBL history. And the free baseball did not disappoint. For the Hunters, Gabbie Haas with the clutch, game-tying 2 RBI single in the 5th to knot it up at 5 runs apiece. She kept the Hunters in business, but here come the Heights. 7 innings wasn't enough. In the 8th, the player of the game, Natsuki Onitani, brought in the go-ahead runs with a timely double, her 3rd hit of the game, and it turned out to be the game winner. The story has been vastly different early in the game versus late for Boston so far this season. They've been preyed upon in the first 3 innings, being outscored 27-3, but they have become the Predators in the last 3 innings, outscoring opponents 15-2. So they go from Hunties to Hunters. Boston trends in the right direction as the game goes on.
The WPBL batting leader, Denae Benites, has showed off the power, but behind the plate, she showed off so much more as well.
Well, how do you not talk about the long ball when it comes to Denae Benites? She's got a league-high 5 home runs, but she is so much more than just that. She's a menace on the base pass, leading the league with 6 stolen bases. But you know what? With roles reversed, don't turn it around on her. She's a force behind the dish, leading all catchers, mowing down 3 runners.
It's the East Coast rivalry. The Boston Hunters and the New York Heights. Don't go anywhere.
Adam. Pitching for the Hunters.
What's up, you amazing WPBL fans? We're getting ready for Game 3, Hunters and the Heights. But first, I'm joined by our amazing Aussie, Molly Paddison. Molly, it is Game 3, the excitement here for the team. What does this team have to do to come out and take this game?
We got to go out, be ourselves, play as a team, and do each innings for each other.
Molly, you are from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Been here at the WPBL, playing in the States. What's been the biggest difference in the style of play from Australia to here that you've had to adjust to?
I think the energy and the way how fast-paced our games are over here are a lot faster than Australia. But the energy, like Denver Bryant brings the energy. You don't get that in Australia.
There's no Denver Bryant in Australia. Well, we talked about how 3 of the 4 games you've started, and 3 out of those 4 games you've gotten a hit. What's been working for you the best at your approach from the plate?
I've been looking to hit the inside of each ball and stay within myself. So I think just as I look to hit the inside, it's just working for me. Yeah.
The Hunters are outscoring opponents 15-2 in the later half, the 5th through the 7th inning. Why is this team so effective at building momentum in the later innings?
I think we realized like we had a bit of a slow start in the last 2 games, and we wanted to come back and get that win later in. But I think going forward, we're trying to bring that later energy to the start of the game and keep that throughout the 7 innings.
Okay, Molly Paddison, everyone, looking to bring that late half energy in the beginning half of the game. We're going to see it coming up next after the break, Hunters versus the Heights. Thanks, Molly.
Jamal Weeks, the former pro, he's now in his 2nd game here with the Boston Hunters. He said it's about going back to the fundamentals. The base running, the fielding, everything else will fall into place. And boy, wouldn't it be nice for the Hunters to get on the board early. This is a team that has fallen behind and played from its heels quite a few times this season. His starting lineup presented by Horace Mann. For the Boston Hunters, you see Lexi Hastings getting that nod in center field, and we saw AJ Andrews with Molly Paddison earlier today. She's been on a tear to open things up.
She's leading the way there in the 3 spot. And for Hastings, her first start so far, getting a lot of faith in her in that leadoff spot. Only 1 at bat. She was hit by a pitch as well. And then Bryant in that DH role. And she's the cleanup. She's had an RBI every single game.
Now this Boston Hunters team looking for the win. Here's Emily Herpick behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Brian Delp, the field umpire today. That's your crew. Well, the Hunters took the first game of this series coming from behind after trailing 6 They scored 9 unanswered. Today they'll try and do the same against Claire Eccles, who is making her first appearance on the mound in over a year. She's a knuckleballer.
First appearance, first start as well. She's the 8th arm we have seen from the Heights this season, coming from that left side. So last time these two teams faced off, it's going to be a little bit different look this time for Boston as they try to get things going earlier. They've been outscored early on. They're trying to set the tone early here today.
The lefty backed up by this group. A couple of shuffles out there, but they've been sharp.
Yeah, in center field, Denae Ibarra, she's primarily been in left. She moves to center to anchor the outfield. Izumi at shortstop. We've seen her at second base primarily. She moves over to the left side of the infield. And then there's Jada Lee over at third. We've seen a lot of Alyssa Zettelmoyer there, but Lee taking the reins in the hot corner today.
And this team has been riding the heels of some really terrific defense. You know, that last game, a couple of runs were saved from tremendous work in the field. You see Ibarra getting the nod in center for the Heights. They'll back up Claire Eccles. And how about Kira Izumi, the shortstop today? She came in as a defensive substitution in the last game and now a mainstay in the lineup, looks like.
She's left the yard as well offensively, been a contributor since the beginning of this inaugural season.
Catherine Murphy made 3 tremendous plays on the defensive side and left the last time we saw her.
And we're going to keep seeing her too. She got all the action. Had to go back, had to go to her front, running into a wall. She has been fearless out there in left field, and they're going to need that. She gets a lot of action out there.
Talk about earning your playing time. The pinstripes for the Heights. Catherine Murphy out there in left, backing up Claire Eccles on the bump. Moments away from first pitch, it's the deciding game between the Heights and the Hunters. We're underway with a fastball just upstairs. Lexi Hastings gets the start in center field. Just her second time to the plate this season. She's been hit by a pitch. She's still looking for that first hit. That was behind her. Claire Eccles mentioned, you know, part of this experience is stepping out of your comfort zone. She hasn't pitched in over a year, but she is comfortable on the mound. That said, she's a natural outfielder. That's fended off foul. For the last time out, we saw the first ever extra innings game in WPBL history. New York led 5-1 at one point before the Hunters would tie it up in the 5th inning. Eccles still trying to find that command.
And it's one thing to get some reps in the bullpen, for example, but when you have a live batter standing in there, there's nothing like game reps. And that's the rhythm that Eccles is going to look to get back into.
That's off the inside half of the bat. Rolled over to the shortstop, Izumi. Can't get it there in time. It's an infield single for Lexi Hastings, her first hit this season.
Talk about doing your job as a leadoff, exactly what they're looking for. And I love seeing the hustle all the way down the line, never giving up on anything put in play.
Kira Izumi was called on early. That brings Edith DeLea to the plate. Left-handed order for the Hunters. 4 batters will play on the left side of the box today, as that is upstairs. DeLea had to duck out of the way.
Lefty on lefty matchup, these first 3 hitters in the Hunters order.
That's another ball around the belt. Well, for some of the fans who are newer to the game, why does that matter, that left-handed matchup for the batter and the pitcher?
Well, it depends. I mean, most of the time, most pitchers are right-handed, so it's a different look than what you're used to seeing on average, first of all. Then when it's the lefty on lefty, you can see the movement coming from that left side, a break away, let's say. So the movement is a little bit different in addition to where the release point is. That's why you typically like to see a righty on lefty if you can make the choice.
It's flown foul on the left-hand side. Quite a few times we've seen the big innings here in the WPBL. New York Heights just a half game behind. Two teams tied at the top of the standings. Flown into center. Back there, Denae Benites. There's one down.
Talked about Ibarra getting her first start in center field, and you really are the leader of the outfield out there. Of course, left and right, you're covering some ground as well, but you are the leader, you're the priority. So anything hit in between you and the other outfielders, you can take control and call them off.
First pitch into Paddison, got her on the back. She'll head on down to first base. Now Denver Bryant. Claire Eccles is just trying to find her command. You see Denae Benites getting on the same page, the battery mates. You've seen how good Benites has been offensively. She's also shown off that arm back there.
And there's a leadership aspect there as well. She's the captain of this Heights team. Of course, she's performing on the field, but what does the clubhouse feel like? She's a big part of that, and it trickles down from her.
Denver Bryant digs it. That's ball one.
Eccles has been living on that side of the plate. You could see it when she was going up against the lefties, but now away from the righties. Bryant, the first righty she's seen.
Ball two. Just can't quite find it. Nibbling on the outside. Eccles. Bryant was the player of the game when Boston would come from behind and beat New York in the first meeting between these two teams. A big bat that's come alive in the crucial moments. That's ball three.
That's a close pitch. Eccles also trying to understand what is the zone. Something you have to settle into every single game. Understand what you're going to get from these umpires.
Now the count runs full. Yeah, part of that command is figuring out where the strike zone is for each umpire. Emily Herpick behind the dish. That's swung on, line deep toward right field. Quite a run for Natsuki Yonatani. It drops on the line. Everybody goes station to station, and the bases are loaded.
That was really a defensive swing, trying to protect with two strikes. Off the plate outside, but just throws the hands out there to make contact. Having to cover a lot of ground out there and right, but Yonatani gets it in quickly as well to make sure nobody advances more than 90 feet.
Takara Heldenes. She had batted in the cleanup spot the first few games this season. Drops down to 5th in the order here. Heldenes takes ball one upstairs. Yeah, Boston can get on the board first. Haven't seen that as much this season as they would have liked. It's a team that has had to play from behind. They've been tremendous in the late innings.
Been outscored 9-1 in the first inning so far this season. But 3 ducks on the pond right here.
Heldenes swings and drives it into the left center gap. That gets down. In comes Hastings. Paddison close behind. How about a two-run double for Boston? Takara Haldenays gets the Hunters on the board in the first.
They'd only scored 1 run in the first inning so far this season, but right over the heart of the plate, Haldenays makes her pay into the gap in left center field. The exact start that Boston was looking for. They are hunting these pitches.
Move Denver Bryant over to third base as well, and 2 remain in scoring position for the Hunters, with Kate Blunt stepping in. That's strike 1. Already a high pitch count early on for Claire Eccles. The full arsenal has been on display, no doubt.
Seen some patience from these Hunters hitters.
Gotta imagine a couple of off days. Jamal Weeks, who moved to be the Hunters manager last week, now in his second game, he's had some time to work with these hitters, implement his processes.
And makes a change, right? I mean, Kate Blunt was at the top of the lineup the majority of the time so far this season, but making that change with Hastings, moving Blunt down to the 6th spot, trying something new.
Blunt takes a second strike off the outside corner. 2-2 count with first base open. The pitch. Skied, foul territory on the left-hand side. And the catch made by Jada Lee. That's the second out of the inning, and a crucial one at that.
Lee taking over responsibilities at third base today. We saw a ton of Alyssa Zettelmoyer. Lee did a nice job, though, of covering ground, getting there, and then going to make the catch. That is the key.
Had a good sense of where the wall was as well. Strike 1 comes in to Micah Dumais. Seen her shine on the mound, still looking for that first hit. Dumais got a hold of it, right field, and foul territory, where the catch made by Claire Sullivan. Over the shoulder for out number 3 to leave 2 runners stranded. Boston gets on the board. A double from Takara Haldenays. That's all they would get as we move to the bottom of the first inning. Assistant coach Jackson Henley is today's acting manager for the New York Heights. Jenna, you have more on that.
Yeah, Rocky Henley, the manager for the Heights, a planned absence for her right now. She's out of town for the launch of a program that she created called We Lead. That's the cohort. It stands for Leadership, Education, and Athletic Development in Sports. It's a leadership and professional development program that combines weekly workshops with work experience in girls and youth summer sports programs across San Francisco. Very cool.
Thanks, Jenna. Well, tonight's starting lineup for the New York Heights is presented by Horace Mann. You see Natsuki Yonatani at the top. She sends a drive into center field for Lexi Hastings, and there's one away.
That's an important first out right there for Ali Schroeder as well. Yonatani has been on fire. It's been a 1-2 punch with her and Benitez.
And Yonatani was responsible for what would eventually end up being the game-winning hit a couple evenings ago. Ali Schroeder getting the start today, her third appearance in the WPBL. That's strike one.
Hunters have only used 6 different pitchers, and Schroeder, also the captain, she got to start the season opener. It was a bit of a tough start for her, a couple of appearances. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 10 earned runs with 5 walks. She's the 5th overall pick in the draft. A lot of great international experience with Team Canada, 2-time World Cup bronze medalist.
Now, she was also the 5th overall pick in this WPBL draft, Jenna, as you mentioned, and I think part of her getting the start today is to continue to build that confidence as she gets, you know, more in line with this league and the hitters, and getting accustomed to it.
And familiar with some from the international competition. Very capable. I think that's why we're seeing the confidence in her to give her another go.
That's ball 4. Madison Willen earns the 5-pitch walk.
And Hastings out in center field like we talked about. Denae, her first game that she has started over at third base, previously been at second and shortstop. Those are a couple of changes. And keep an eye on Hyuna Kim as well behind the dish, one of the top draft picks in the league.
Madison Willen takes off. She gets the extra bag, now in scoring position for the league's RBI leader, Denae Benites.
The league's fill-in-the-blank leader, really. It's so many categories offensively.
The batting queen of the WPBL is putting up numbers that you can only dream of coming into the season. The pitch. She's got 15 RBIs, 14 hits. More runs driven in than hits this season. This is just her 5th game.
I think that's what's impressive as well. Of course, the extra base hits, all 5 of her extra base hits have left the yard, but it's the consistency. Hitting over 800, those are video game type numbers.
Yeah, maybe only if you're playing on rookie mode. The pitch. But Benitez has emerged as a superstar in this league. Certainly the face of the Heights. Between her, Kylie Lawners, the Heights' 2 first picks in the draft, they've emerged not only as terrific players, but as leaders for this Heights squad. Schroeder, 2-2. Benitez lays off ball 3 upstairs. Last time these two teams met, Benitez went 4 for 5 at the dish. Had her 5th home run of the season. And ball 4 misses outside. So with 2 on and 1 out, you know, it's an opportunity for the Heights to kind of cut into this 2-0 lead early.
When you don't produce the numbers that Benitez has without discipline as well. So nice job right there. She's on fire, but not chasing bad pitches either to be able to take that walk.
And battled back with nice recognition. Now Claire O'Sullivan. That's outside. O'Sullivan earns her first start in the field today, made her WPBL debut, closing out the win against Boston. She earned the win on the mound, 3 2/3 scoreless innings. Better yet, didn't allow an earned run.
Jackson Henley trying some new things here with the lineup too. I mean, only one at bat so far under her belt for O'Sullivan, as she did come in her debut as a pitcher in relief, did get an at bat. She's in that cleanup role, Willen in the 2 spot, with just 5 at bats under her belt so far this season.
You know, and part of it is just managing the players in this roster. A player like Kylie Lawners, who is an everyday starter, getting the day off today. And, you know, it starts with communication for how these players are feeling and managing their bodies. 1-2. O'Sullivan with a hot shot right side and through for a base hit. Bases will remain loaded. Claire O'Sullivan with her first WPBL hit.
Yeah, makes a nice play. Grabbing that pop-up in foul territory defensively, comes up with it offensively. Good start.
Allie Schroeder has dug herself in a hole here. Now to Catherine Murphy, the left fielder who bats 5th. This lineup peppered with right-handed hitters. Just one lefty in the lineup. Ball 1 misses inside. Madison Willen on 3rd. On 2nd, Benitez. On 1st, Claire O'Sullivan. Schroeder.
Ideal outcome for Schroeder in this situation is to just roll up a grounder. Let her defense try to turn 2.
Yeah, keep things simple in this situation.
Infield is a few steps in front of the lip of the grass there, knowing that the force at home is in play.
That's back to Schroeder. It's off of her glove. She comes home with it and gets... The force there was on the transfer. That's what the call is from Emily Herpick, the home plate umpire. So on the transfer means the ball was caught, and then as the ball was being transferred from the glove hand to the throwing hand, that's when it was dropped.
Yes, so here's what happens. A nice job of Schroeder to just knock this down, not rush herself, makes a nice throw. So Kim already made the catch. The out was called. It was when she went to grab the ball out of her glove to potentially throw if she saw any play unfold in front of her.
It's lined foul, grounded foul, better yet. But Schroeder now has 2 outs. Deanna Ibarra at the plate. Bases remain loaded. Heights looking to get on the board. Mentioned that shift as well. Denver Bryant, who had started quite a few games over at 3rd base for Boston to open up the season. She's in the designated hitter spot today with Edith DeLea over at 3rd. Schroeder. Here's the 0-2. That's outside.
And if Schroeder can get out of this, leaving the goose egg up there for the Heights, that's huge, right? We talked about how they've been outscored 9-1 in the 1st inning. You're trying to win each inning, 1 inning at a time.
Yanked outside, you know, it would be a huge confidence builder as well. Give Boston that lead going into the 2nd, a chance to build on it. Two-2 pitch is yanked foul.
And that's really the mindset at the end of the day. You're trying to win each inning. Because if you win the majority of the innings, most likely you're going to win the ball game. But we have seen some big singular innings for every single team in this league as well.
Schroeder on the ground over to 3rd. DeLea scoops it up, takes it to the bag herself. and that'll do it for the first frame. Allie Schroeder gets out of quite the jam, and Boston hangs on to a 2-run lead onto the second. Well, Boston's captain navigated her way out of a jam. She got the start today, her third appearance on the mound, and with the bases loaded, able to get 2 consecutive outs and not allow a run for the New York Heights. One of the more potent offenses we've seen at the WPBL. And now the Hunters have a lead moving to the second inning.
And I think Schroeder did a nice job of just slowing down in between pitches. You could tell she was being a little bit more intentional with each and every pitch. And she was able to navigate that traffic really nicely and put her team in a good position coming into the second.
Now looking to back up Schroeder. Yana Kim. Rain Padgham, Lexi Hastings also due up in this inning, 8-9-1. Claire Eccles misses on the first pitch to Kim. Well, Schroeder was the second pick for the Boston Hunters in the WPBL draft. Kim the first. They started building a battery, pitching depth, battery behind the plate. That was a big key for Boston. Off the end of the bat, Eccles fields and flips over to first for 1 down.
Love to see a pitcher helping herself out.
Looked a little bit more comfortable through that at bat right there than she did in the first inning. Once she found her command, Claire Eccles was able to settle in. Now to Rain Padgham. That's strike 1. Quite a few two-way players in the WPBL, including Padgham here. Rain Padgham pitches for Team Canada in the Cup, World Cup, and Claire Eccles plays outfield for Team Canada in the World Cup. See those kind of matchups that generally they would only see in practice or training. Ball and 2 strikes. A matchup of national team teammates. That's away.
Keep an eye on Eccles' follow through here.
On the ground to short. Scooped up by Kira Izumi and got the out at first. There's 2 down.
Roll it up. That's what you're trying to do as a pitcher. Let the defense work, and Izumi keeping the routine plays routine. That's the efficiency you're looking for.
Got Alexi Hastings, who's 1 for 1 today. Just got the corner. Well, Eccles had been living on that left side of the batter's box. Now with 3 lefties coming up in a row, maybe has to shift up her zones. Came across the heart of the plate that time and nails the outside half this time.
You can see she's more comfortable, right? Second time through the order now that we're getting started here for the Hunters.
Eccles ahead in the count. Despite struggling through a rocky first inning, minimize some damage. Now a chance to get out of it through just 3 batters. Here's the 2-2. Got her. That's strike 3. Waved at and missed, and Claire Eccles has found her footing.
Check out all there is to see, do, even explore at visitspringfieldillinois.com. Moving on for your third base, number 7,
Yeah, snack on some popcorn here at Robin Roberts Stadium. Back for the bottom of the second. Allie Schroeder fires in a strike to Jada Lee. Bottom third of the order here. And Lee, who gets the start at third today, looking to get things going for New York.
Talk about the intentionality behind each pitch from Schroeder. Allows her to jump ahead here quickly.
0-2. That is in there for a called strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Let's go down to AJ. Let's talk about the energy for this Boston team.
Yes, thank you guys. I know you mentioned earlier about how the Hunters have been outscored 9-1 in the first inning. And the change that we're seeing, because that didn't just happen this game, is because I talked to manager Jamal Weeks, and he said they're a lot more goal-oriented. They want to get back to the basics. So that all started with yesterday's practice, should I say, where they really wanted to focus on slowing the game down. I asked him what his goal was for today's game, and he says just to get to the fundamentals, AJ. We want to be able to play our game and to have control when we step on the field. And I would say right now they are reaching their goal.
No doubt control from Schroeder on that last at-bat. Hey, nicely done, AJ. Thanks for that story on Jamal. And, you know, this Boston team just seems like they've got a little bit more life the last couple of games.
And I think you can see exactly the approach that AJ was talking about, just back to fundamentals with Allie Schroeder. Talked about how she slowed things down in between, not rushing, a little bit more relaxed on the bump. All of those things are contributing so far.
Now back here with Alyssa Zettelmoyer, who's behind in a ball and 2 strike count. Zettelmoyer comfortably starting a few games over at third base. Today that's Jada Lee's spot. She's at the designated hitter. 2-2. Lined left side. That's down for a base hit as it kicks off the wall. She'll be held to a single as that ball was fired in quickly from Takara Heldenes.
And her face matches her eye black there. A little smile as she knows she got a hold of that one. Great barrel to that ball. So getting the hands inside. And turning on that pitch while still keeping it fair to allow the barrel to travel through the zone.
Kira Izumi at the bottom of the order. Izumi, one of the founding members of the USC Women's Club baseball team.
Played some club softball as well at USC. Just an overall athlete.
2 balls and a strike to Izumi. Hails from San Diego. Here comes Schroeder. Popped up. Foul territory, and the ball dropped. Edith Denae, who typically starts elsewhere in the infield, just couldn't make the play.
First game she started at third. We talked about, saw her at second base, saw her at shortstop a little bit.
Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now it's full. Schroeder's fastball has been the most lethal out of her arsenal today. Wouldn't be surprised to see it here. The payoff. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. Quite a run out there for Heldenes. You know, with those bullpens on each side of the field, big foul territory area.
Yeah, a lot of room to cover. The corner infielders and outfielders. Schroeder's pitch count has been high in every appearance so far. Still is, about 27 pitches in just the first inning.
On the ground to third, Denae fires onto second. They get one out there. But Izumi beats it down the line. So now there's 2 away. That double clutch should slow down the transition on the double play.
Any quote-unquote wasted movement is going to do that. Sometimes you set your feet. Sometimes you're trying to allow the second baseman in that situation to have time to come over to cover second base. And that is the most important out. You have to do one thing at a time. Of course, you love those double plays, but make sure you get the lead runner first.
Did just that. Izumi trades places with Zettelmoyer. Brings us back to the top of the order for Natsuki Yonatani. Flew out to center in her first at bat, 0 for 1. Yonatani puts it on the ground to Denae, and it sneaks on by. 2-out base hit for the top of the order. Moves Izumi into scoring position as well.
Yonatani just continues to be consistent. She can get extra bases. She can get the singles. They're so reliable.
Madison Willen takes a ball tight. You get to this part in the order for New York and you start to sweat. With 2 down, if Schroeder's unable to get through Madison Willen, She'll have to face Denae Benites. That's ball 2. Both pitchers taking a moment to adjust to the zone. Emily Herpick, the home plate umpire, fairly tight back there, but as long as it remains consistent. Skied to left, back going Denae's, and she reaches up and makes the grab. Now with 2 on, nobody comes in. It's the Boston Hunters over the New York Heights.
And the official charity of the Women's Pro Baseball League is Baseball for All, the largest girls baseball organization in the country. If you want to learn more, head over to baseballforall.com. Baseball fans, pull out your cell phone, scan the QR code on the video board. We're officially launching our WPBL Fan Zone. If you want to stay up to date with the latest WPBL news, it's the best way to do it. Countdown to game time, game day programs, tickets, merch, and so much more. Get your phones out, scan the QR code, and join all the WPBL fun.
Yeah, the Boston Hunters are loose. They are out to an early lead. 2-0. Hunters over the Heights. Third straight meeting between these two teams, and each side has taken a game. Jamal Weeks has been able to loosen up this group a little bit. Claire Eccles back in the bump for New York. She went 3 up, 3 down her last time out in the second inning. Now faces 2, 3, 4 in the inning. And we'll start with Edith DeLea. DeLea 0 for 1 today. She skied out to center. Lefty-lefty matchup. And ball 1 misses just off the outside corner. Eccles, a knuckleballer. She uses her fingernails to dig into the seam of the baseball. It's ball 2. Knuckleball can go any which way. Not even the pitcher necessarily has an idea sometimes.
I think Eccles looking to just have some consistency with the follow through, not just her arm slap, but also her body. You always want to finish balanced, and sometimes she's a little bit to the right or to the left, like right there. And that's when we see it go wide.
Well, Molly Paddison has been the heartbeat of the Boston offense.
Came into this one leading the team with a .545 average and 6 hits. The consistency from Paddison, she talked about it at the top with AJ. She's just looking to get inside the ball and get some good barrel on the pitch.
Paddison was hit her first time at the plate today. Molly the Business Paddison, dubbed her nickname from the Australian national team. That's strike 1. Paddison was a breakout star of the 2024 Australian Women's Championships. 19-year-old, still coming into her own. A left-handed batter who starts in right field today. That's high and tight. Ball 2.
like Paddison talking about feeding off the energy from Denver Bryant.
Ducks out of the way of ball 3. Yeah, took one on the back her last time up.
You can see Eccles falling to her left after delivering that pitch. That's the balance that she's looking for.
Popped up behind home plate. A couple rows in front of us here in the booth. Paddison, the third straight lefty that Eccles faces here at the top of the lineup. On the ground and through for a base hit. Edith DeLea holds up at second base, and Molly Paddison keeps the bat hot.
Hard on the ground, keep it simple. That's the approach that Paddison talked about, just getting inside each ball. You can see that the hands are inside, allowing the barrel to get through. Solid contact continues her streak. 7 hits now on the year.
A trip out here for Jackson Henley, today's acting manager for the New York Heights. You know, part of figuring out how to handle these situations starts with communication. Kylie Lawners is heading out to the bullpen for New York as well. She told me that her 2-year-old son, Liam, is in attendance, and that he is a blonde-haired boy who's moving around. I imagine that was him.
Activity in both bullpens getting going here, but sometimes you just need a second. You just need to be able to take a breath, and that's part of what it is as a manager. Jackson Henley doing it today, the acting manager. That's part of that. It's knowing when to take a break.
That's skied right side of the infield. It's shallow. Yonatani had quite a run to get there. Just read it a little bit better than the second baseman, Madison Willen.
And in that situation, the outfield has priority over the infield. They have the better angle, right? It's unfolding in front of them. So Yonatani calls it early. You can see the communication over at second base. Willen backs off, gives her the space. And that's why communication is so key.
Here's Takara Heldenays. Strike one. She doubled in a pair of runs her last time up. Eccles. Breaking pitch, drops to the outside corner for strike 2. Top of the 3rd inning, Boston has really forced Eccles up in that pitch count. Heldenays was well out in front of that one as it was rocketed into the stands. This is her last time up. Roped that into the gap, brought home a pair, came up with the bases loaded, and did the darn dance.
First time bringing in multiple runs in the first inning this season. Taking advantage of runners on base.
Eccles steps off in an 0-2 count. Heldenays, heart of the order here in the 5 spot. The 0-2. Ball 1. You get to this point for Boston, we may look back and think about how crucial of a moment this is. As good as New York's offense is, Boston has to get not just on the board, which they did in the first inning, but continue to balloon that lead, add to it. No lead is safe with how we've seen big innings in the WPBL.
Still have to remain patient.
Denae lets ball 3 go by, tight around the belt.
If you look at the feet of Claire Eccles when she gets set up, the lefty, that right foot in front of her back foot, she crosses over right there. Really nicely done, finishing on balance.
Strike 3, 2 outs here for Eccles.
When she has that balance, you can see she finishes the pitch, finishes balance. That's when she's able to locate really precisely. Great spot right there to get Denae.
Now strike 1 to Kate Blunt.
And that was the difference there. See, not quite as much balance there on the finish.
Strike 2. You wonder how, with each pitch, her balance changes as well. Typically it shouldn't, but hasn't pitched in over a year. Got her! Strike 3 called. It just nibbled at the edge. Well, 2 runners get on to open up the inning, and then Claire Eccles settles down to retire the next 3 in a row.
Thank you to our supporting partners, Executive Transportation, Fred Weber Neighborhood Loans, Key Health, Nogda Landscape Company, Pro Scoreboard, Sangamon Map Transit, Springfield Clinic, University of Illinois Springfield Athletic Training, Crystal Stop, Expo Springfield, and Status Networks. Thanks so much for your support of women's pro baseball.
That's a beautiful sky, almost painted out there in Springfield, Illinois. Boston Hunters out to an early lead. Denae Benites digs in to lead things off for the Heights. Fastball upstairs from Allie Schroeder. Schroeder, who's kept things in check despite a runner in scoring position for the Heights in each of the first couple innings.
Yeah, by the way, massive out for her to be able to get Willen to fly out to end the second so that you have Denae Benites up with nobody on base. That is the way that you want to face her.
Benites with 5 home runs, virtually every category she's atop on the offensive side here in the WPBL. Just emerged as one of the faces of this league. Certainly the face of the New York Heights to open things up. What a grab. Rain Padgham, quick reflexes to retire Denae Benites.
And we also want to wish a very happy birthday to Jamie Toole, the co-owner of the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes, along with his wife, Melissa. Jamie and Melissa have been amazing partners here in the inaugural season of the WPBL. And that Horseshoes team compete here at Robin Roberts Stadium in the Prospect League, and it's been wonderful being able to be here in Springfield, Illinois, thanks to their partnership.
Yeah, their hospitality does not go unnoticed. They have been so kind to us. Claire O'Sullivan, 1 for 1 today. Yeah, she had that single back in the first. Waves and misses at strike 2.
A lot of August birthdays here in the WPBL. Had several players celebrate theirs.
That's lined back up the middle for a base hit. Claire O'Sullivan takes a turn after her second knock today. What a pickup she's been.
It was a hot shot off the bat as well, just right back where it came from. Middle of the ball, that's what you're going for. Nice compact swing. Keep the singles coming for Claire O'Sullivan.
All one upstairs, now to Catherine Murphy. She grounded back to the mound her first time up. Runner goes. Kim fires down to second, and O'Sullivan has a stolen base.
O'Sullivan's first stolen base of the season. Great jump. Straight to the bag, efficient.
And that's strike 1 here to Catherine Murphy. You know, Claire O'Sullivan talked about how she learned a lot of her fundamentals while playing in Japan. Said that they focus so much on technique. That's helped her improve. Got a great jump on that stolen base right there as well. But you look at how, you know, the rosters evolve for these teams. Players who go from an inactive roster spot to an active roster spot. Claire O'Sullivan has made quite a difference through her first 2 games.
All sides of the ball as well. Saw her on the mound, been doing it in the box.
Skied in foul territory behind home plate. Fiona Kim makes the grab. That's the second out.
Those plays are not easy for catchers.
Losing to the sky a little bit.
It's easy to. You don't have that visibility when it's hit essentially right above you or behind you. So you have to find it. So they'll throw the mask off to help them do that. Find it in the air, move your feet to get to the spot, but then it can move in the air as well. It's got a lot of hang time. So you have to track it all the way in.
Robin Roberts Stadium here in Springfield, Illinois. Jamal Weeks, his second game with the Boston Hunters. Still building rapport with the Hunters' top 2 draft picks here. The battery mates, Sally Schroeder, Hyuna Kim.
You can see the Osprey, the logo on the hat for the Hunters. A lot of thought went into the team names and logos for each and every team here in the WPBL. The Hunters named after Harriet K. Hunt, who was a physician, women's rights activist. She was actually the first woman to apply to Harvard Med School, one of the first to practice medicine professionally in the US. And so the Hunters name represents her, and each team is represented by a trailblazing woman. Very cool aspect of the WPBL.
That's a great point. The Osprey, it's built around speed, precision, striking first. That's what Boston did today. As for the Heights, Dorothy Height is who this New York team is named after, as this flown out to left field. More on that on the other side as Boston hangs on to a 2-0 lead after 3. Allie Schroeder has been sharp. It's the new era called to the bullpen. Rakyung Kim takes over in relief of Claire Eccles, who threw 3 innings of 2-run ball. But Rakyung Kim, we've seen quite a lot of this season.
We have. She actually threw out the very first pitch in WPBL history on opening day. Also registered the first ever strikeout. Kim is second in the league with 9 1/3 innings pitched so far. Also second, tied for second with 6 strikeouts that she has notched so far. She did get the start the first time of these 3 straight matchups with the Hunters and the Heights. Went 5 1/3. A very solid first 4 innings she had. 5th inning saw some trouble, then the 6th is when the Hunters really got back in it. Now in that relief role.
It's a great, point that you make, is she really did cruise through the first stretch of that game. Now an opportunity for maybe a shortened appearance, at least through the latter half of this game. We know how good Boston has been late, outscoring opponents 15-2, innings 5 through 7. Makes sense that they'll go to one of the more reliable pitchers here as we get into the middle and later innings.
And a different look. Of course, Eccles coming from the left, Kim back on the right.
Micah Dumais lays off ball 2.
It also means that the Hunters have seen Kim before. So not the first time that they're seeing her stuff.
Well, how does that affect a hitter's approach at the plate, Jenna?
Well, you can think back to some of your previous at-bats and how did she get you out, if she got you out, or how did you win the battle in a previous at-bat? And you think about those things, formulate your plan to move on to the next one. You don't want to get beat the same way twice.
Dumais earns ball 4. Does that delivery, how she pauses with the leg up, does that mess with you at all?
It's just another reason why timing is everything as a hitter. So that's what you're doing. You're doing it on deck before you even get up to the box. You're even doing it if you're in the dugout, just practicing your timing.
Well, Dumais takes the extra bag. Now Leona Kim. See Denae Benites back behind the plate. New York has gotten the majority of its offense from Benites, but so far Boston has been able to limit this New York offense that has been one of the more potent that we've seen this season. Kim was showing bunt. The corners of the infield crash on a play like that.
So you'll see in that situation, for example, Izumi, the shortstop, covering third. You have that runner over at second base. You have to make sure that you have coverage everywhere.
That's Dumais, who walked, moved to second on a wild pitch. Kim waves and misses. Still in search of that first run driven in. I'd love to deposit another one here for Boston. 1-2. That's high. 73-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs.
We've seen this Kim on Kim matchup before. Back when Rakyung Kim got the start. Leona Kim grounded out, but she also got hit, got on base. It was very split.
On the ground is short. Uzumi. Long throw to get the out at first base. It's Micah Dumais over to third. One away.
Productive out there to move your teammate up to third base. Now less than 2 outs, so many options. If you hit something deep enough into the outfield, that's a sac fly. It's another run coming across. Ground ball to that right side might give her time to come out around and score. Wild pitch, pass ball, so many ways you can score.
First pitch into Rain Padgham misses out away. Padgham 0 for 1 today. Shortstop still in search of her first hit. Popped up behind home and out of play. Padgham also a right-handed pitcher. New York has seen her work. She's the third pick by Boston in the draft. They went catcher, then pitcher, pitcher. Wanted to build some depth. Drilled out toward left field. It gets down in front of Catherine Murphy. In comes Micah Dumais. Boston adds to the lead, now 3-0 on Rain Padgham's first hit and RBI in the WPBL.
Does a nice job of getting on plane with this pitch, dropping it into left field, and how important, though an out, a productive one from Kim to move Dumais over to third base. No guarantee she would have scored from second, and it results in another run here for the Hunters.
Nice piece of situational hitting. Don't have to do too much from both Hyuna Kim and then Rain Padgham. Recognize for Kim, you put the ball on the ground, you advance the runner, sets up Padgham there. That's how you manufacture runs. Lexi Hastings at the plate. Ball one outside. Hastings singled and scored to open the ball game. You know, we saw a whole lot of offense-heavy games through the opening week in the WPBL. That's popped up to third and off the glove of Jada Lee foul. She was in a good spot to make that play.
Got a great jump, just couldn't quite hold on to it. She's frustrated. She's like, oh, I was right there. Trying to be sneaky as well was Hastings, because she's got some speed. Saw her leg it out before. Also has a program career record in stolen bases from her time playing softball at UConn. She might utilize the short game at times.
Former Big East Player of the Year back in 2024. That's grounded foul. Not a lot translates, you know, at the plate necessarily between baseball and softball. Sometimes it's a different style on how you hit, especially for some players who are lefties and want to slap at the ball a little bit differently. They might have to adjust on their approach. You know, and her time playing softball at UConn, as it translates to her time playing baseball here in the WPBL, you look at how Hastings earned that first hit, and you think about the different skills that she's had to, you know, work on to get prepared for this season.
Of course, in softball, to your point, you have the slappers coming from the left side where they essentially are running through and purposely trying to chop a ball to utilize their speed. She's hitting away here. But the bunt, always an option when you don't have 2 strikes.
That's strike 3. Kim fired up on the bump. 2 away.
I like to see that energy from Rakyung Kim. Beautiful spot, low and away. That is a tough pitch to hit. The fist bump. She is pumped up right now, as she should be. That was an important out.
Denae Benites on a back pick over to first as Padgham dives back safely. Now with 2 down, you get to Edith Denae at the plate. Benites has thrown out quite a few base runners from back there. Tries to frame a strike, instead it's ball 2.
Yeah, you can see Benites working back there.
Back up the middle for a base knock. Edith Denae, nice piece of 2-out hitting.
Keep the Hunters alive. On the outer half, but it is right in her wheelhouse, belt high. Does a nice job of just poking that right back up the middle.
Paddison.
Well, now Molly Paddison back up to the plate. She's gotten on base twice today. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning and singled second time up. It's grounded to the right side for O'Sullivan. Claire O'Sullivan makes the play at first. Well, Boston strikes for 1 on 2 hits in the inning with 2 runners left on.
Baseball fans, the Boston Hunters are inspired by Harriet Tubman, one of the first women to practice medicine professionally in the United States. Despite being denied admission to Harvard twice when she was a woman, like the Ospreys that inspired the team's identity, Hunt was determined, fearless, and relentless in pursuing her goals, leaving a mark on history against all odds. The Boston Hunters.
Welcome back to Robin Roberts Stadium as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning between the Hunters and the Heights. Every league has an inaugural season, but only once. To celebrate, the Realist live opening weekend auction is underway now, featuring authenticated player jerseys, locker nameplates, game-used bases, lineup cards, and more. Bidding opened last week, and right now, the bidding for Denae Benites' game-worn jersey from opening night is up to $1,200. The San Francisco and New York auctions close next Saturday, August 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern, while Boston and Los Angeles auctions close Sunday, August 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. Learn more and place your bids at therealist.com.
Thanks so much, AJ Andrews. It's the new era call to the bullpen. Olivia Bricker makes her WPBL debut, the Cincinnati native. She now faces Jada Lee in the 7th spot of the order. It'll be the bottom 3rd for New York. Leo for 1. She shined on the mound, got the start at 3rd today. That 3rd base slot typically handled by Alyssa Zettelmoyer. who's in the on-deck circle. She starts at DH.
A different look. Schroeder, the starter, obviously coming from the right side, Bricker from the left. We've seen that concept from both teams too. Of course, we went lefty to righty on the other side, and it's righty to lefty here, but the new look, showing something different, the key, especially if you're going through the order a few times.
And Bricker misses high. I'm going to send it one more time back down to A.J. Andrews.
Hello, hello. Yes, as Alyssa Zettelmoyer steps up to the plate, if you notice, she draws a smiley face with her eye black on her cheeks. And I asked her why she does that, and she said, I call it the smile up movement, AJ. She is all about bringing positivity and spreading positivity. She even comes to the field on off days while other teams are playing to draw the smiley faces on young fans' faces using the eye black. So it is a smile up movement, trying to have positive mentality on and off the field, and that is why you'll see her smiling with her face and also her eye black.
AJ paying the smiles forward and diving in safely, Jada Lee. Hey, thanks so much, AJ. Lee is now the second base runner to steal against Hiona Kim.
And throw really nicely done, but just gets in there safely. The tag up on the helmet. But again, sneaking that hand into that far corner on the base.
Swung on and lined right side. That drops in. They'll hold the runner at third. Lee, who got on base to open up the inning with a walk. She'll hang out there. Runners at the corners against Olivia Brecker. Brecker, who initially spent her time playing at Wright State, then played at Bellarmine. Now making her WPBL debut. She's a fifth-round pick.
I think Zettelmoyer over at first base. She's been all smiles, not just the eye black. Back-to-back singles for her.
Izumi puts it in the air to left. Takara Heldenays makes the catch. Runner tagging from third. And she'll get in there safely. New York on the board, a sac fly from Kira Izumi. Jada Lee comes on in.
An intelligent out right there from Kira Izumi. Again, deep enough into the grass, and it brings a run across when you have someone on third with less than 2 outs. The Heights needed that. They needed to get that first one on the board to start chipping away, and she came through.
Zettelmoyer hangs at first. 1 out. And that brings Natsuki Yunatani to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Tremendous shape to that breaking pitch for Brecker. Southpaw set. Here's the 1-1. Yonatani was well in front of it.
We talk about Denae Benites quite a bit because you have to with the numbers that she has put up, but Yonatani has been right there with her. I mean, coming into this, tied for a league high 9 runs scored. She was second in batting average and hits and doubles. And the timeliness of her hitting, like we saw with the game winner in the extra innings.
And skied into right center field. Lexi Hastings is there, 2 down. And Yonatani has been quite the beneficiary of Denae Benites' clutch hitting. She's tied for the league high in runs scored. She's also the hero a couple evenings ago in the extra innings win against Boston. Here it's the Hunters who remain in the driver's seat. Olivia Bricker recorded her second out. She'll now face Madison Willen in the 2 spot of the order.
And the Heights have had a bit of a different story, sort of the opposite of the Hunters in the sense that they had started hot most of the time so far this season. And it was having a little bit of a hard time finishing in the late innings. Now they're in a different position. Totally flipped. They're trying to come from behind, trying to turn the tables a little bit.
You imagine, you know, as both teams settle into different game situations, you start to learn more and more about each group. This New York team has been offense heavy. Now they'll have to rely on the pitching to keep Boston in check late in this ball game. Willen toward the line and out of play. So foul ball as Takara Heldenays gave it chase.
A 2-2 record for the Heights. Both of those losses, they were initially in the lead and dropped the game late.
You know, and a little bit more to that point, the batter right in front of Denae Benites carries a lot of weight in this game, especially with 2 outs. You want Benites to come to the plate with runners on base. 1-2. Grounded onto first, and that's the final out of the 4th inning. Olivia Bricker gives up just 1 in her first inning of WPBL pitching. It's Boston by a pair. Welcome back here in Springfield, Illinois. A couple of Hunters fans got to be happy with the Boston Hunters out to 3-1 lead as we move into the late innings and innings 5 through 7, where the Boston Hunters are at their best. Party in the USA ringing through Robin Roberts Stadium, and the middle of the order due up for Boston.
It really has been a party in the USA since opening day here in the WPBL. Over 70 years we waited to bring women's professional baseball back to the US, and it feels like it has been just a perpetual party ever since.
The support for this league has been so much fun to see. Fans have traveled far and wide to watch the inaugural season of the WPBL. So far, we have a 2-way tie atop the standings. Both the Los Angeles Queens and the San Francisco Firebells at 3-2. New York half a game back. Raek Young Kim back on the mound. Came on in relief now faces Denver Bryant for the first time. Bryant had a single in the first inning.
Not a bad spot. Good take, though, in a 1-0 count. It's not what you're looking for.
You know, in the adjustment, not just a left-handed Claire Eccles and a right-handed Rack Young Kim, but the speed adjustment as well. There, the breaking pitch dives in. Strike 2 called.
And that's why I keep going back to timing, because that really is where everything starts as a hitter. You can't control quite a bit as a hitter. It is a game of failure, but especially in hitting.
Kim tries to blow it by, and Bryant fouls one off.
I mean, when you consider that if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you get out, but you get those 3 base hits, 300 batting average, that's considered success. But what you can control is the approach, and that's where the timing piece comes in.
And Bryant watches ball 3. You know, she developed summer of 2017 with the U.S. Women's National Baseball team. She was among the youngest in the program, joined at just 15 years old. Says baseball was her first love, Denver Bryant. Now the payoff to Bryant. She grounds it to the right side. O'Sullivan had a long way to go. Handles with Kim fielding at the base, and that ball skips away. Bryant takes off for second. And she's in there with no play.
Great base running here by Bryant. So this is something we've seen too. When first base fields it, you have to lead the pitcher over to first to be able to step on the base. Kim just doesn't quite squeeze it, but Bryant sees it go past. That is key for a base runner. When you're going through first base, you look over your shoulder to see if anything gets past. She saw it. Knew it was an opportunity to take another bag.
Moves us into the 5 spot for Takara Heldenes. Swung on and missed. I don't know if you've dug into it much this season, Jenna, but what are your thoughts on diving into first base?
You know, when I played softball, we were taught that the studies show that it really actually doesn't help speed things up for you. It slows you down.
Well, here this ball is sent in the air and no beat on it from Denae Ibarra. Bryant takes third, and running hard out of the box, Takara Heldenes took second. That ball was just lost off the bat.
We talked about when the lights are shining bright, how it's difficult to see in the outfield. Bryant had to see that ball down before she advanced, but did so very quickly over to third base.
That brings 2 into scoring position for Boston. Just a little bit wacky. Kate Blunt here. Ball 2 to Blunt with first base open. She's looking to get on for her first time today. Ball got away from Denae Benites, and here comes Bryant. She scores. Boston adds yet another.
Molly Paddison talked about the energy that Denver Bryant brings at the top of the ball game. And reading this, she absolutely motors it home bringing that energy in to add another one to the tally. The Hunters starting to put something together.
From second base, Denae took third. Still nobody out in this inning. And Rakyung Kim, who came on in relief, she's been plagued by an error on a throw at first, plagued by a ball lost in the lights, then a pass ball. Boston now by 3 once again after they opened up a 3-0 ball game. Jamal Weeks understands base running, and he talked about going back to the fundamentals, fielding and winning the game on the base path. That's what we've seen from the Hunters today.
Well, it's about putting pressure on the defense, right? I mean, that's what you're trying to do, whether you're in the box or on the base paths. Put pressure on the defense. Make them have to be perfect and execute perfect throw, stop every ball, all of those things. Make them know that, hey, if you don't, we're going to take advantage, and that's what Boston has done. And I like Robinson right there, too, showing a little flair.
Yeah, how could you not? Early on in this WPBL season, it's 3 straight meetings between Boston and New York. Naturally, any player start to form that sense of rivalry. Kate Blunt fouls this one away.
The Hunters know that 3 runs really isn't enough either in this league. We have seen every team have a monster inning in the past. The Heights, the home team today, plenty of game left for them to try to answer.
Oh, Blunt with nice patience and discipline. Batting 6th today. Full count here for Kim. They stick with her through the jam. And the payoff. Rakyung Kim just misses for ball 4.
Ooh, Benitez wanted that call.
Now runners at the corners, still nobody out.
And it's tough. If you're Rakyung Kim in this situation, you know, you produce the grounder. There's the miscue with the throw over to first base there. And then what would normally be a routine fly ball during the daytime out to center field. But instead you end up with those base runners.
Micah Dumais. And I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a little dancing on the base path. Jamal Weeks' 2nd game as the manager for this Boston team. Talk about manufacturing run opportunities. Strike 2 comes in. You know, see that runner go on from first base with a runner at third. Got to make the right decisions when you have players in scoring position, especially on the defensive side. Benitez behind home plate can't just throw down to second willy-nilly.
That's something you discuss and you practice during practice with those first and third situations, less than 2 outs, in this case, none. The runner takes off, you have a plan in place.
Lined into the glove of Jada Lee. Quick reflexes at the hot corner. That's the first out.
And the first and third situation still applies here, just the 1 out. If Blunt were to take off at first, Benitez could throw down, but then it could be cut off by one of the middle infielders. Keeping a close eye on what Denae might do at third base.
Kim puts a charge into this one, right center field, and it drops. Denae scores. Kim into second. And at third base, Kate Blunt will park the brakes. Run scoring 2-bagger for Yeona Kim. Austin continues to pile on.
She was putting the bat on the ball already twice in this one. Second, grounded out to short, and then connects right there here in the 5th.
Looks like we will have a new era called to the bullpen as London Studer makes her way in. She'll relieve Rek Young Kim. Let's take a breather. It's Boston 5, New York 1, and Studer looks to pick up the pieces when we come back. Beautiful sunset here from Robin Roberts Stadium with the new era call to the bullpen here for New York. London Studer comes on, just her second appearance on the mound.
Only got a third of an inning pitched under her belt, and it was a tough outing. 2 hits she allowed, but 5 earned runs that came across. Looking for her first strikeout on the mound. 3 walks she issued 2, and it goes lefty, righty, back to a lefty here for the Heights.
Native of Gahanna, Ohio, has to try and shut down the Hunters, who, when it gets to the late innings, just come alive. They are electric in innings 5 through 7.
And this was coming into today, 27-3. They were outscored in the first 3 innings, but in the last 3 innings, 15-2. They've already started to turn the tables on these numbers just a little bit, bringing in 2 in the first inning here today. We're looking to add and keep that momentum going late in the ball game. So the Hunters really in the driver's seat right now.
When the hunted become the hunters, they are at their most dangerous. Now to the 9-hole hitting Rain Padgham. Hunters have already struck for a pair in this 5th inning. Padgham has 1 knock today. Lexi Hastings awaits at the top of the order coming up next. On second base, Hyuna Kim. She had a run-scoring double a moment ago. Kate Blunt over at third. Popped up right in front of home plate. Benitez dropped the ball. Now, behind home plate, that was ruled a foul ball, but Jenna, your eyes are wide, and I don't blame you.
It looked really close because Benitez's body positioning was in fair territory. That's not what matters as much as where the ball is. So if you take a look at Benitez, she's in fair territory. The ball does look like it probably would have been in fair territory to the right of that third base line. But there are no video replay reviews here in the WPBL, so the call in the field as the foul ball stands.
That is a lucky break for New York. 2-2 count. I think that there was confusion from Rain Padgham, who took first base. She'll have to remain up at the plate.
Yeah, had it been called fair, yes, she would be over there on first base, but because it was foul ball, that's a strike. So she should still be in the box, and she's returning to it right now.
That's strike 3. Drop third with the throw over to first base. Everybody else remains in place. 2 away.
Tough situation for Paddison, but Studer gets her to chase this pitch. And any new baseball fans, any pitch that is a drop third strike, or if it's in the dirt, you as a runner can technically take off for first base. If you beat the throw, you're safe despite the strikeout. But Benites finishing the play and making the throw over to first to get the out.
Lexi Hastings digs in. She's the leadoff hitter for Boston. Studer coming from the wind with 2 in scoring position. Nearly skied over the head of Benites, who had to leap for it. Ball 1. Boston has already stolen 1 run on a wild pitch today. Hard shot and foul. See some action in that Boston bullpen as well. It looked like Micah Dumais is getting warm.
Hastings trying to get the timing down. First time she's seen Studer.
Hastings, a natural athlete who played 3 sports in high school as well. Now on a 1-2 count. Benites keeps that one in front of her.
That's what you do as a backstop. You become a wall. Just keep it in front.
Hastings lays off ball 3, eye level. With 2 down and 2 on, Studer the payoff pitch. And that's ball 4, skipped on the plate. They'll load the bases for Edith Denae.
You think about the situation, Paddison ending up with the strikeout there, but had that been called fair when it popped off of Benitez's glove, bases would have been loaded. That would have walked another run in there for the Hunters.
That's ball 1 here to Denae. She's been on base a couple of times today. Single and a walk. Check that she was hit by a pitch as this one skips behind. Benites gathers it, and Kate Blunt is already there. Now it's a 5-run lead for Boston.
Hunters continue to take advantage. Puts pressure on Studer. As a pitcher, you might start aiming a little bit too much.
Well, now in first base open, there is somewhere to put Edith Denae. Only problem is dangerous Molly Paddison awaits in the on-deck circle. Full count here for Studer, coming right back to it. Payoff. That's strike 3. Nailed the outside. Watched in by Denae, and Studer freezes her on the fastball. But Boston adds to its lead, now at 5. New York needs a jolt. Who else but Denae Benites, who looks to extend her 4-game hit streak.
Multiple multi-hit games she's had on the season already. She knows how to leave the yard offensively, but she's really, truly a 5-tool player, leading the league coming into this with 6 stolen bases. But then when she's on the other end, do not run on her. Run at your own risk, as she leads the league with mowing down 3 runners so far behind the plate.
Now, got to pump a little bit of life into this Heights lineup. That's ball 1. New era call to the bullpen. Gigi Schiano on the mound for Boston.
Schiano's been a go-to arm for the Hunters, leading the team with those 8 innings pitched. This is her 4th appearance already this season.
Well, Benites ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. We've seen the big inning from New York quite a bit, and that's ball 4.
What you might call an intentional walk.
I think Boston will live giving just 1 base to Denae Benites. But Claire O'Sullivan has been really good in her fielding debut. You know, she's debuted as a pitcher a couple of games ago. First time getting the nod at first as Benites takes the bag at second base. Claire O'Sullivan has a couple of hits today, and now a runner in scoring position.
And if you're the Heights, this is exactly the part of the order that you're happy to have up right now. You know you have to chip away. You know you're down by 5, but 3, 4, 5 starting things off here. Benites gets on base. You have a hot hitter at the plate now.
Swung on and lined to right field. That gets down for a base hit. Ball fired in from Paddison. The relay throw to the plate. The tag from Kim. She is out. Benites was trying to stretch it, and quite a relay throw to get her at home.
Benites fired up. She was trying to get something started here. But what a play, what a relay from the outfield. So going opposite way, 3rd hit of the day, 3rd single for O'Sullivan. For this relay to come in, beautifully executed on the tag from Kim. And that is the Hunters getting it done.
That's tonight's Capelli Sport play of the game. And a tremendous relay, textbook defense. Paddison had the wherewithal to get that ball in quickly. Kim, who laid the tag down as Benites was barreling down the 3rd base line. Claire O'Sullivan did take second base on the throw. Should be credited with a single and then advancing on the throw there, but a big first out to limit any kind of run production for New York, who we know is capable of popping off in any given moment.
Hunters had the momentum already, obviously, with the lead. They've been doing it offensively, but that defensive moment right there, that keeps the momentum on their side even when they're out in the field.
Catherine Murphy looks to get something going. And before the ball game today, rather than spending a whole lot of time at BP, the Hunters were working on a lot of fielding and fundamentals. So far, no errors this evening, and a big defensive play to save a run here in the bottom of the 5th.
Hunters have the least amount of errors in the WPBL. Defense has been something that has been reliable for them. These are the moments you need it.
And that was strike 3 on Catherine Murphy. Diana Ibarra now digs in. Ibarra 0 for 2 today. How about Gigi Schiano on the mound? Part of the Rosemont College baseball team. That ball into center field where Lexi Hastings picks it back up. Not far enough for O'Sullivan to take third, and wisely she stays at second base there.
Strikeout was a big out as well with Murphy for Schiano. Just her third of the season.
That's ball 3.
Power was taken all the way on that one.
Three-one pitch on the ground, third base side and foul. Deanna Ibarra, who earned the nod today in center field. The Heights shifting around some defensive positions as this WPBL season starts to take a toll on some of their bodies. They got to be able to rest, relax, be in the right place physically to compete. And Ibarra earns the walk with 2 down, now runners on first and second.
And to that point, Kylie Lawners, Val Perez not in the starting lineup for New York. Seen them get quite a bit of playing time.
2 of the veterans on this club. That leadership matters quite a bit in the lineup. Jada Lee.
If you're Schiano, you really want to attack this hitter.
Zettelmoyer awaits in the on-deck circle. She's 2 for 2.
Exactly. And Lee 0 for 1 with the strikeout. She did walk and score in the 4th. But just attack the zone here, go after the bottom part of the order.
Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Popped up, shallow left field. Heldenays. That's the final out of the 5th inning. Boston holds on to a 5-run lead despite a couple of hits from New York. Boston has led the entirety of today's ball game. Denver Bryant in the cleanup spot. She'll be due up second in this frame. Molly Paddison, who came into this evening leading Boston in hitting. She'll get things going here in the top half of 6. The Hunters added a 3 spot last inning. Nearly batted around. London Studer back on the bump. Here's the 1-1. Paddison with a hit already today. She went 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI in game 1 against New York as well. Couple of hits in game 2, but that's strike 3 issued in by London Studer. There's 1 down.
Studer with the location here from the southpaw. Outside corner. Beautiful execution. She's got 3 Ks on the day so far.
Yeah, really nice movement on that pitch as well.
Every out that she has recorded has been a strikeout.
Yep, fooled Molly Paddison. Now it's Denver Bryant. Skied left side of the infield. Jada Lee lost it in foul territory. Fielders have had a bit of trouble recognizing where the ball is in the air today.
We've seen that as players are getting used to Robin Roberts Stadium with the lights, specifically after the sun goes down when the lights are bright. Defenders. And as AJ's mentioned in the past, it's like fighting the sun. It's the same concept, but a little bit harder to block that and work around it. There's glare. All the little things that go into it. That one, though, was in foul territory, no doubt.
No doubt. 1-2, back up the middle. Snuck by the glove of London Studer, and Denver Bryant has her second single today.
Took a couple games for Bryant to get her first hit of the season, and now they're coming in bunches. Right back up the middle. She is loose, she's relaxed in the box, and she's bringing that energy on the base paths. It's one thing for the Hunters to start well like they did, but it's another to be able to keep your foot on the gas. They've done well typically late innings. They haven't really been in the driver's seat like they are right now.
Well, it didn't take long for Takara Heldenays to get Boston on the board. Had a 2-run double in the first inning. One of 2 doubles today. Studer, the lefty, coming from the stretch. That ball got away, and Bryant is doubling over.
Looks like she was grabbing her right shoulder. You can see right there, looked like the ball made contact with her shoulder. Does not feel good, but she's up on her feet quickly, which is a good sign.
Certainly a stinger.
Sometimes you just got to walk it off.
You can see this Boston dugout holding their breath. Denver Bryant is crucial, not just to the offensive success, but the morale.
Tough as nails.
Well, 1 away here in the 6th. Bryant got on with a single a moment ago. Held Denae's a pair of doubles today. Rips this right side and fair. It'll cascade down to the wall. Bryant getting the wave around third. They'll hold her up. She took quite a turn. Instead, they'll live with runners on second and third and one down as Takara Heldenays has her third double today.
It started back in the first inning for her as well. And this is our game summary presented by Visit Springfield. Heldenays getting the Hunters started early with a 2 RBI double. She's added 2 more 2-baggers since.
2 in scoring position for Kate Blunt. That's strike 1. Blunt, who plays second base today. Benitez had to move quite a bit to make that grab. Boston's already taken advantage of a few of the wild pitches. Skipped on the plate for ball 2. Ball 3. The infield is playing tight for New York as well. Middle infield, corners all on the edge of the infield grass.
Trying to limit the damage. Avoid any more runs coming across. And this is the part of the order that you want to go after if you're Studer.
That's strike 3. Swung on and missed from Kate Blunt. Studer strikes her out. 2 away.
Blunt hitless so far today. Struck out earlier and on the outer half, getting her to wave through that one. Studer already with 4 Ks.
London Studer was an a cappella back when she was in high school. She's a soprano 1. You get lucky this week in Springfield, maybe you'll see her singing Drops of Jupiter karaoke somewhere. She said that's her song of choice. Had the day off in the lineup, came on in relief. Just her second appearance on the mound. She's been quite effective.
Again, every single out that she has recorded since coming in on relief has been a strikeout. One of them looking.
On the ground to second. Madison Whelan makes the play over at first base. And no damage done despite 2 aboard for Boston. New York looks to bring out the bats when we come back.
We'll see you back at the ballpark.
After the game, can you do my
Official equipment providing partners. All-Star.
I'll come get that anyway.
Plus.
Thank you.
Diamond Baseball. Paddison. Hyper Ice. Jaeger Sports and Pocket Radar. Thank you for your support of the WPBL.
We get back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, and despite Alyssa Zettelmoyer with a pair of hits today, she's been hot at the plate. New York just hasn't been able to string much together. It's a team that gets off to a really hot start early, but then struggles sometimes late.
Outscored 23-6 in the last 3 innings. Trying to redirect some of that energy that they have had early on when they've had their hot starts.
Total inverse of Boston, however, who in innings 5 through 7 have now outscored opponents 18-2.
And they've been able to do that. They've been able to make that adjustment. So New York capable of doing it as well. That's
like
something that I think they're talking about as a clubhouse.
Micah Dumais will check out. Sabrina Robinson over at first base, a defensive substitution.
22, Sabrina Robinson. Batting for the Heights, the DH, Zettelmoyer.
Zettelmoyer in the 8th hole. Lined it left field, and it drops, hugging the line and fair. Kicks into the corner. Zettelmoyer digging 2. She is in there safely. Leadoff double for Alyssa Zettelmoyer. Maybe that can kickstart this Heights offense.
3 for 3 day for the DH so far today, and the aggressiveness here. Barrel angle is perfect on that low and in pitch, just down the line. This is exactly the energy that the Heights needed coming into the 6th.
It was hugging that paint. Now to Kira Izumi. Had a sac fly back in the 4th inning. Popped over to third base, where Edith DeLea makes a routine grab, 1 away. We talked a whole lot about Denae Benites, Natsuki Yonatani, but Alyssa Zettelmoyer has been a really big piece offensively for this New York team.
Smiles up, just like she told AJ.
Yeah. Good day to spread the positivity at the plate. Sometimes trailing late, all you need is a little positivity, contagious hitting. Yonatani, 1 for 3. Here's Gigi Schiano. And strike 2. Schiano ahead in the count. She allowed the first 2 runners in the last inning to reach base safely before closing out that frame without giving up a run. On the ground to short. That's Padgham who charges and gets the out at first. Rain Padgham had to attack that baseball. Perfect play for the second out.
And that's exactly what it is, coming up to attack the ball. Don't let it play you, you play it. So comes forward with the movement, make sure she secures it before firing it over to first base. Taking advantage of her own momentum.
Brings up Madison Willen. Yanked outside for ball 1. Willen walked in the first inning, but aside from that, she's ended 2 other offensive frames for New York. And hitting behind her, Denae Benites, so Benites hasn't had a ton of opportunities to come up and keep a rally going. Benites, who leads the WPBL in batting, home runs, RBIs. Back up the middle, and that's scooped up with the play made from Kate Blunt. for the final out of the 6th. Yeah, despite a leadoff double from Alyssa Zettelmoyer, no runs come in, and Boston has one more chance to extend the lead.
I thought they got one each. Can I just have ice? I'm good. Yeah. That's on me then. That's on me. And then you were down there. I was like, shit, I don't know. Drink my water.
New York sticking with London Studer. 1 2/3 scoreless innings so far in relief. The third pitcher for the New York Heights this evening. Those strikeouts really stand out. She's got 4 so far.
4 of the 5 outs that she has recorded have been via the K. Just a couple of hits that she's given up to 1 walk. And nearing about 40 pitches thrown, but sometimes with the strikeouts, your pitch count does increase a touch.
Studer has not yet faced Hyuna Kim, who will lead off this inning. Kim, who doubled her last time up. Brought home her first RBI this season. You know, and some of the players who we had high expectations for coming into the season, all it takes is a little bit of production to really get them going. We saw that with Kelsey Whitmore, who started slow, then she had a couple of hits, and then last night a 3-home-run ball game.
Just a grand slam away from hitting the home run cycle. Solo shot, 2-run, 3-run.
Yeah, easier said than done. You know, she was just piecing the ball all over the ballpark yesterday, though, and had 6 RBIs in the win for San Francisco over Los Angeles Queens. They'll meet again tomorrow.
But to your point, started with 3 singles. Those are her first hits. That's all it takes to start building.
Kim, a bloop shot into center field. And the catch made by Denae Ibarra. Had a great jump on it. Plucked it off the ground. 1 away.
Nicely done by Ibarra. Her first start out in center field today. Gets a good jump, sees it all the way in, playing below the lights. Not an easy play to make at the shoestrings.
Who's getting the walkie-talkie?
Looks like Suzuka Yamamoto will step in. Japanese native. She's listed as a shortstop. Jenna, I think this is her WPBL debut.
It certainly is. Was not here opening weekend. One of the handful that were unavailable, dealing with some visa issues, but now getting a chance to step on the field for the first time.
Comes in a low leverage situation for her first at bat in the WPBL.
Your attention, please. Hitting for number 3 catcher. Number 5.
Yeah, she's in place of rain pageant in the 9 spot. Yamamoto gets her first ups.
She was a founding member of the Hanshin Tigers on the women's team, national club champion.
So many different backgrounds on all 4 of these WPBL rosters.
She was a second-round pick for the Hunters as well. 16th pick in that second round.
And Yamamoto on the ground, first base side. On base in her first at bat. How about Jamal Weeks also fired up for her?
Jamal Weeks brings that energy. Yamamoto, good contact here on the inside pitch. She turns on it. Good effort at first base, trying to knock it down, but it'll sneak through that 3-4 hole. And what a debut for Yamamoto.
Back to the top here for Lexi Hastings. Bounced in the batter's box and foul. Hastings also walked her last time up. That was close, no doubt.
Studer about to deliver her 50th pitch in relief.
At this point, you imagine it's likely Studer's game. Unless she gets into some serious trouble, New York wouldn't want to waste another arm. Skied into shallow center, and Ibarra is there.
Hunters putting the bat on the ball a little bit more against London Studer. She's been able to produce the flyouts, letting her defense work.
Edith DeLea steps in. Ball 1. Five-run inning, certainly not out of the question for New York. This Boston pitching staff has done a very good job tranquilizing those bats. The pickoff move had the right idea, but Yamamoto took the extra bag anyway. Studer's throw was a bit offline.
Hot out of the gates for Yamamoto, gets the single. First at-bat ever in the WPBL, reads that beautifully. Aggressiveness on the base paths.
That skipped in, and Jenna, it's a great point. You think about how competitive it is to earn playing time, especially coming into the ball game for the first time in the 5th game. It looks like there are some positions that are already set, but Yamamoto earning her PT. It's grounded softly over to second. Willen bobbled it, but makes the play over at first base for the final out of the 7th inning. Pretty sharp performance from London Studer on the mound. 2 2/3 scoreless. Let's see if New York can come back.
First pitch is at 6:30. Get it over. We're in this for baseballleague.com. Get your tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're fine. You're stuck with me for 2 weeks, so hopefully I'll read up on the OBR a little more.
After her first career hit in the WPBL just a moment ago, looks like Suzuku Yamamoto is staying in at shortstop for the Boston Hunters. Another defensive substitution on that same side of the infield. There's Gabbie Haas. She takes over for Edith DeLea, who earned the start over there. Haas had the game-tying hit the last time these two teams met. Boston, on the other hand, up by 5 with a chance to close things out in the bottom of the 7th. Now, 5-run inning is not out of the question, but with how good Boston's pitching has been, the Hunters would love for Gigi Schiano to put it away.
And the clean defense as well. Obviously, those couple of changes there on the left side of the infield. Gabbie Haas, we saw her in center field quite a bit this season, but is listed primarily as an infielder. So that's her debut on the dirt.
Denae Benites has been on base twice today, but still without a hit. That's lined over to Yamamoto, and it gets by. A base hit in her final at-bat today, or what is likely, unless New York can come back. She leads things off, and you gotta appreciate Benites jumping on the first pitch she sees, recognizing that might be the best one that she gets.
And walked twice already in this one, so she jumps all over it and keeps the hitting streak alive. Good barrel on the ball both times. She lined out to shortstop earlier too. Still seeing it well.
Claire O'Sullivan with a loud day at the plate, 3 singles. And even by Denae Benites' standards of a quiet day at the plate, 1 for 2, she's still been on base 3 times. 6 stolen bases this season, that leads the WPBL. Benites is a threat on the base path.
Aggressiveness, always has a 2-base mentality as well when she reads it off the bat.
That's lined into center field. Hastings comes on, makes the grab, fires to first, and they don't double her off. But boy, it was a much tighter play than Benites would have liked. Lexi Hastings came up with an absolute laser.
And this is the aggressiveness that we're talking about. She gets off as far as she can, knowing she could still get back safely. That's what you're trying to do. If that ball lands, she has an opportunity not only to get to second, but take third base. That's knowing your own speed and being able to read the situation.
And Sabrina Robinson is a natural first baseman, maybe the best defensive first baseman they have. She started the game on the bench. Hiona Kim gives chase behind home and runs out of room. Well, Catherine Murphy, 0 for 3 today. You can't win this ball game or even tie the game on one swing. It has to be methodical. Every at-bat matters, every pitch matters.
What a time it would be for her to make an adjustment. Let's put the ball on the ground, let's put it in the air, trying to find something in the middle and find a hole.
That's strike 2.
Spot on the outside corner, and there is a big hole on the right side of the infield. Of course, Robinson keeping a close eye, covering first base with Benites over there. And Blunt shaded by second.
Benites takes off. The ball popped up to Robinson. She'll make the play, and Benites had to retreat. That's 2 outs. Boston 1 out away from taking 2 of 3 in the series with New York. Denae Ibarra looking for her first hit today. Strike 1.
Mariano's 4th appearance this season, 3 times it's been in relief. Knows what it's like to be in this situation.
And the relief pitching has been the best pitching for Boston. Aside from maybe Allie Schroeder, who today went 3 scoreless in her 3rd appearance this season. She started for Boston Hunters. As the league evolves, we're also seeing the pitching start to evolve as well. Yesterday, LA Queens, the highest scoring offense in the league, held to just 2 runs. Today, New York, one of the better offenses we've seen. They've scored just 1.
New York came into today leading the league, hitting .369 overall as a group. Also held opponents to .267 in comparison. The Hunters have turned the tables.
Popped up, right side of the infield. Sabrina Robinson makes the catch for the final out of the ball game. The Boston Hunters tag New York. Boston has won 2 of 3 in the series. And the Hunters with a 6-1 victory over the New York Heights. An offense that had been red hot coming into today, held virtually silent. A tremendous pitching performance.
All parts of the game were clicking for Boston today. The Hunters came in hitting a league low 185. They racked up 11 hits today. They did not lose a single inning. They outscored New York in every single one except for the 4th. They both brought 1 across, but the clean defense continues. 0 errors on the board, and a solid pitching performance from every arm today. And the captain, Allie Schroeder and company, are happy with this result.
Takara Heldenays is tonight's Dick's Sporting Goods Player of the Game. On the offensive side, she had 3 doubles, 3 for 4 day. She was nearly unstoppable.
Talked about them needing action early on to come out hot out of the gates. They hadn't scored much in the 1st inning, but Heldenays brought in 2, and then a couple of more doubles, finding the right spot, placing it in. Extra bases galore for the player of the game.
That was the cherry on top. Let's go down to AJ Andrews.
Hello, I am with the player of the game, Takara Heldenays. Takara, 3 doubles, 3 for 4 day. What was really clicking for you? That first double that you carried on to your next 2.
I was just trying to barrel the ball and get on base. My teammates are so clutch, so I knew that if I did my job to get on base, that they were going to score me. So I was just trying to do my job and let everyone else do theirs.
Manager Jamal Weeks talked about this team being more goal-oriented, coming into each day with a goal and being able to take control on the field. You look like you had a lot of control at the plate today, girl. What was your goal coming into today's game?
My goal was just to take care of my process and the outcome would follow. So not being too outcome driven, have good at-bats, see good pitches, see the ball off the bat well, and then the outcome will take care of itself.
The Hunters are a team that are used to getting that momentum late in the innings, outscoring opponents 15-2 in innings 5 through 7. You guys got on the board early today, scoring 2 in the 1st inning. What would you say was the biggest difference in how you guys came out today to allow success early?
We didn't want that to be our story. We wanted to be the team that strikes early, and that has been the story lately. We're scoring late, but we wanted to show everyone that we're here to stay and we're here to compete. So we wanted to put our foot down early and not take it off until we were ready to and close the game out like we did. So proud of the girls for sure.
The Hunters, a competitive team. You guys do not stop. What do you want the world to know about the Boston Hunters and what they can expect the rest of the season?
We are only just getting started, which is the scary thing. So bring on the rest of the season, that's for sure.
Is there a rivalry brewing with New York a little bit?
No, our prank war hasn't started yet, so they're cooking, but not yet. Yeah.
Not yet, it's coming. Takara Heldenays, 3 for 4, 3 doubles. Routing that base, quick, fast, and in a hurry is our player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Love you, Mom and Dad.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Great stuff, AJ. Well, the hunted have become the hunters. This team is coming into their own in front of our very eyes. A 6-1 ball game today, and the pitching was the best that we've seen from this group. But for our championship crew, our Gold Glover, AJ Andrews, for the Stanford Star, Jenna Becerra, and me, Max Kelton. Thanks so much for joining us, spending your Thursday evening with us, with the Boston Hunters win the ball game 6-1 over the New York Heights. We will see you tomorrow evening. Good night.